Right, but the Hebrew Israelites come out week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked, evil, satanic kingdom, which is run by the Edomites, who have no respect. But first, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahushai.
double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone. Salutations to the archon, teach his word, say it in truth, and blessings to the elect and the 1/3 predestined to be saved. Right? The Bible says to occupy yourself in the spirit of prophecy, and that's what's been happening over the last week or so, man. We're going to get right into it because there's an end game to this, right? And the end game is World War III and Yahushai, man. Right? But there's, what's what they call it? Proxy wars? Proxy? You know when you, proxy wars. World War II had, before World War II started, before World War II started, there was loads of little skirmishes everywhere. Alright? And that's what's happening now, man. These people, we were saying it earlier, these people are in gross darkness. They don't know what's going on, man. Right?
Right, this is Ezekiel 38, starting from 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal.
So when it says Gog and Magog, when you put that that word Gog and Magog in Google, and you click on images, what landmass comes up? The landmass of Russia, man, and the other Soviet Union countries that were around it. Right? Read that bit again, Meshech and Tubal.
Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal.
There you go. It says a chief priest of Meshech and Tubal. Because in that region where you had the Soviet Union, who was the leader of the Soviet Union? It was the Russians, man. They were the leader, right? So they were leading what? Georgia, all these other people, and all those other little provinces in the Soviet Union. So that's talking about Russia, man.
It says, and prophesy against him.
See? So look, we're not down with anyone except Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But the Lord is going to use our enemies to kill our enemies, man. Which is beautiful. And the Lord put the spirit on our enemy to make nuclear weapons and destroy himself. That's incredible, man. You can't outthink the Most High, man. That's why he's called the Most High. Alright?
Verse 3.
Yep.
And say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal.
There you go. So the Lord is against them, but the Lord is going to use them to judge these nations, man. Because you know what? When you go into Russia, when Putin had that 3-part series, and they went to his palace, he had all black icons of Mary, Jesus, the apostles, John the Baptist, and they showed it on Showtime, and he had no problem displaying it, man. Because who ruled Russia in the Middle Ages? We did. Even in World War I, they had a black regiment in the Russian army, man. All right? These things are not advertised greatly. Right? Just like the Nazis, they had a multicultural army. Unlike Winston Churchill, man, that drum. Right? And then Israelites in the Nazi army said they were treated quite good. Right? Continue.
Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
There you go. Turn them back to what, man? That old militant state. When you look at World War II, from 1944 to 1947, they estimate 3 million German women were raped. And the main people that were raped by is the Soviets, man. Why? Because they were deep into communism, man. Alright? So the Lord is turning them back. That's why you have all these national groups in Russia, man. Some are for Putin, some are against Putin. But Putin is the leader, man. I'm 100% sure he's going to be, the Lord's going to put the spirit on him to press that button. I don't see any other, because he got elected a couple of years ago as well, isn't it? 3rd time? So he might be the man. But the Lord said he's against them, man. And we're against them because you got Jakes over there in Russia, they get treated badly, man. See?
I'll start from 4 again. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all of thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
There you go. What's the modern day sword? A missile, a gun, laser weapons, man. And this man's got, I can't even tell you the terminology what this man has got, man. What's that film, Eraser? Where he had a gun that could shoot through walls, man. Alright? But this devil's blessing was a sword. Right? And read that bit about shield and buckler. What bit? Verse 4.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor.
Stop. So it says all sorts of armor, man. Alright, horsemen. Are they actually going to go on horses, you know, and fight like they did in Poland in World War II? No. They're going to have tanks. What else do they have? Air carriers. Okay. You've got carrier ships.
And drones now.
Yeah, drones as well. And all this costs millions, man. Tanks as well. Yeah, there you go, tanks. All this costs millions, man. If not billions, really. Alright? That shows you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It's even that wicked nigga Tupac. He said they got money for wars but can't feed the poor. And that's true, man.
Because you know what it is, though, you gotta understand. It's like, yeah, that is true.
It's true, man.
What we have to understand is that, because I never thought of it like this. And what it is that you have to go back to the scriptures again. You have to go back to Genesis chapter 25, I believe it is. Where it speaks of 27, where it speaks about the blessing that Esau was given. Now, what blessing was Esau given? The sword. Now, what's the sword indicative of? The sword is indicative of laying waste or destruction. So, obviously, the Esau, or the powers that be of Edom, they're going to spend more money on the military equipment than the people.
Thank you.
Because that's how they maintain their leadership, is based on the weapons. The weapons that the Lord has blessed them to have. Alright, so anything that involves, like, for example, the people, or let's just say, for example, jobs, schools, you know, the whole 9 yards, right? The things that keep the people at bay. Government's not really going to pay too much attention to that. They're going to pay more attention to the arsenal, military power. Why? Because the military power is what keeps them in power. Right? Because that's the power of Esau. Well, you have to go back to Genesis chapter 25, not 25, Genesis chapter 27, I believe it's verse 30, something like that.
Blessing.
So it's all in the blessing.
Yeah, man.
It's all spiritual. And that's why Donald Trump, I don't know if you saw the speech, but man, he was speaking in pride, and you could tell he was comfortable with his position. You know, he looked at the military, the American military, and you know, you could see that crowd just coming out of it, man.
Yeah.
Bouncing backwards and forwards. He was feeling himself, and he was feeling the military, because the thing with Donald Trump, he knows how much power he possesses. But no matter what kind of power the American military may have, that was given by the Most High. So the same way it was given by the Most High, it's the same way the Most High can take it away from you.
That's right, man. That's right. They tried to say on that, what's it, X-Men Apocalypse? When the God woke up, he goes, the weak have taken the earth. No, the Lord gave it to you, man. For prophecy's sake. That's all. Because the kingdom is going to be a good thing. So now we have to go through a bad thing, man. And this devil is running the whole earth badly. So there's balance there, man. Right. Alright?
Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
There you go, man. So they're going to have military equipment. Even on, what's it called? NATO's, what's it called? Finland, what's the other one? Estonia. They're all doing military exercises, man. You know? Listen, this BBC News, they're not going to tell you, but on Euronews, RT, Al Jazeera, Online, X Report, things like that, they're doing military games on the Russian border, man. Alright? Why are they doing that? For exercise? No. Alright? They're doing it because the Lord's getting ready to lay havoc, man. See?
Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia and Libya.
Now you gotta say that slower. Persia?
Persia,
Now Persia is who? Who are the Persians, man? These gongadings that are in this country, but mainly them Iranians, man. Alright? Because I think when Apostle Hans said that as well, that before they used to be called Persians, but in the international community in the 1940s, they said call us Iranians, man. You know? So that's Iran. So Russia, Iran, see?
Ethiopia and Libya.
And before that?
No, Persia,
That's Iran.
Ethiopia,
which is in Africa. And Ethiopia did, 3 years ago now, we put out that article, Ethiopia and Turkey are doing a deal for Turkey to boost their military. Alright? So these are coming to life.
and Libya with them.
When it says Libya, it's like them North African countries, man. Because them Muslims, they've got grievance to being mad at the so-called white man. He's destroying their countries, man. So they're going to be allied with him as well, man. Them white Arabs.
All of them with shield and helmet.
Yep.
Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah.
But it says Goma. Goma is Turkey, man. Again, you don't need to believe us. Go on Google, put Goma in, click on Google Images, see the landmass that comes up, man. Alright, so that's Turkey. Alright, so Goma.
Gomer and all his bands,
Yep.
the house of Togarmah with the north quarters.
House of Togarmah in Syria.
And if I may say one more thing as well, because when you check out Turkey, Turkey used to be allied with the United States, didn't they?
Yeah. They
Now all of a sudden they allied with Russia now.
Yep.
Why? Because it all goes back to prophecy. So when we say America's going to be destroyed, are we just saying that because that's what we feel and we think? No, we're saying that because it's all prophecy. Everything that we're speaking about and we're reading to you about is all based on Bible prophecy.
That's right.
So when we say the so-called white man is going down, right, we're alluding back to what prophecy? Because see, if it wasn't by the will of the Father, then how come Turkey, if it ain't by the will of the Father, then how come Turkey switched sides so quickly? That's the Lord,
Yeah.
bringing them together with Russia, okay, to fulfill that precept right there. Come on.
That's right.
And may I say this, that the Kurds and the Turks are enemies. America's funding the Kurds.
Right.
So that's making Erdogan be angry.
Right.
That's why he said, America, be careful. Hey, 30 years ago, they'll never say anything like that, man.
Right.
If someone said something like that to America, they'll be like, right, get in your jets and fly and bomb them, man. But now, you got Donald Trump saying, I don't mind me and the Iranians, because they're weak, man. See?
Right, both sides.
Yeah.
Gomer and all his bands,
Yep.
the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his
Togarmah is
bands.
the land of Syria, man. So Syria, Russia, Iran, Turkey, see?
and all his bands and many people with thee.
Yep.
Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
So it's telling you that the Russians are going to be a guard to the other nations. Now, it's not out of our imagination. There's still war going on in Syria, but a lot of it's calmed down now. How did it get calmed down? Did not Russia come in and help them? So this is Bible prophecy, man. How do you like we had a cracker 4 weeks ago, everyone says their book is the genuine book. This book says things before things happen, man. Alright? So at the end of the day, that's how we know. And we know by faith as well, man. You want that?
Verse 8, it says, after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste.
Yeah, and that's why the Lord said he's building up the tabernacle of David as well, man. Right?
But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they that dwell safely, all of them.
There you go. you're not going to be safe for much longer, man.
Yes, right.
All right? The Lord is judging people every day, man. And Proverbs 29 and 2. All right? So we're not talking out of our arse. It's actually happening, man. All right? And in Turkey, they got, what's it called, a lira? Is it a lira? They got their currency. And Erdogan said this week, on Monday, I think, he said, throw away your dollars, man. And he was in a massive crowd, like 50,000 of them. And he said, throw away your dollars. Hey, 30 years ago, that wouldn't happen, man. Because they're becoming weak. Like Joel chapter 3 says, man. With that one.
And tell you what, brother, read that Ezekiel join again. I want to stay on point.
Ezekiel 38, yeah? Yeah. They're getting weak, man.
It speaks about how it was brought back from the sword.
No one rules forever except us. We're gonna rule forever. What? When these Edomites hear that, they can't believe it. Well, don't worry, man. Right. I like the fact that you ain't gonna believe it.
Ezekiel 38 and 8. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword.
Right. So what's gonna happen is the Russians, somehow, some way, they're gonna come up against Israel. Okay, and pretty much that landmass is gonna be destroyed, and that's how that land is gonna be brought back. Okay, because what's gonna happen is when we get back into that land, we're gonna rebuild it back all over again. Okay, so all of them other nations, they're gonna be destroyed, and that land is gonna be built back when we get to that land. Okay, go on.
And is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel,
Yep.
which have been always waste.
Right, which that land was always waste. Because what you have is those other nations that are in there, and if you look at the land, it's not as beautified as it states in the future that it would be. So it's a wasteland right now.
That's true, because even the Israelis have to bring in trees, isn't it?
Right.
They have to import trees, they can't grow them.
Right. That's what I want.
You got that Proverbs one?
Proverbs
29.
Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Hey, the only people that are rejoicing are the 2/3, man.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
There you go, man. People are mourning, man. Over there in Syria, that whole Middle East, they said on RT this morning, they said to, we're staying in Syria. Some guy from American government, we're staying in Syria in case ISIS come back. When we know that they created ISIS, man. This man, he's a psychopath, man. You have a good, you can read that one again, but you gotta have a 2-1.
Proverbs 29 and 2.
Yep.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Yep.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
People mourn, man. And this guy is allowing Jakes up there in Libya to be sold as slaves, man. Now, I thought they've got Amnesty International and what other charities? They've got Oxfam and St. Bernardo's. Why aren't they fighting against that? Why aren't they fighting against bondage slavery? Jakes are in Libya and them white Arabs are selling them, man. Even Ross Kemp did a documentary and went to the detention center. They had one toilet for 400 people, man. Hey, you Jakes, you gotta learn your lesson, man. You ain't learned your lesson. And that's the reason why the Lord is doing that to our people. But it shows hypocrisy. But this white man, he says he's for human rights. He says got a UN Council on Foreign Relations. But all of that is to destroy us. You think you're niggers and that, but we're a big deal in prophecy, man. You know? And that's why when we come out here, that's why we harping on to stuff.
Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower.
There you go, we're watching, man. Whether it's the news or on YouTube. Like the brother said, the elder said a couple weeks ago, to stay in tune with the apostles when they're doing their teaching, etc.
And I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Yeah, you can't move out the way so they can see the sign.
Slap. Okay.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables.
That's right. And that's why we speak in layman's terms, man. All right. So you brothers and a few sisters that watch can get it.
That he may run that readeth it.
Yep.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
So this is an appointed time in prophecy that this World War III is going to happen, man. All right. And this devil is just like our people. Well, I should say our people are like this devil. All right. You niggas think you can do as much wickedness as possible. All right. But because you ain't been punished straight away, you think you've got away with it. That's how this white man thinks, man. See?
But at the end it shall speak and not lie.
There you go, man. Those missiles, ICBM missiles, what's it called in Russia? Satan 1, Satan 2. They're going to be shot off. Okay? Alright, continue.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come.
You're a bit drunk, aren't you?
It will not
Are
tarry.
you a bit drunk?
Drunk.
Are you a bit drunk?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Level.
Alright. I read that first again. Yeah.
For the Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time.
Yep.
But at the end it shall speak and not lie.
And it said, at the end it shall speak and not lie. At the end. You got a question?
What's going on?
This is about the 12 tribes of Israel.
What, are you from Israel, yeah?
Originally, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we are.
You're from
Galatians 4:26. Our people, when I say our, it's about the blacks that went through slavery in ships by your people, man. Do you know about the transatlantic slave trade?
The what?
Transatlantic slave trade. Do you know about it?
Really?
Not really, yeah.
He knows about
I thought I know.
You would say that.
Things.
You would say that because you want to forget it.
Galatians 4 and 26.
Yep.
But Jerusalem, which is above,
There's
is
no way
free,
you're from Israel.
which is the mother of us all.
No way.
That's the mother of us all, man. And that's just a homo Edomite who thought that we were simple-minded niggas, but he saw straight-faced Israelite men, and he got down the road, man. No, but that's...
No, I'm laughing because that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what they expect. They expect when they come up here to have a good time, to run and jump and entertain them, man.
Can I just say something? It shows he doesn't know anything, because the people that are in Israel right now aren't even from Israel. They were put in Israel. So for him to come up and say that is straight up funny, man.
Yeah, there you go, man. Hey, he probably goes to I think it's Jerusalem, where they have Pink City, isn't it? Yeah, Tel Aviv or whatever, man. That's the reason why that place has to be cleansed, man. They're doing all kinds of wickedness there.
You got kosher pig too.
Yeah, kosher pork, like halal turkey bacon, man. I mean, this is the kind of wickedness that they're doing is levels above us, man. You know, and sadly, our people are going down that same road. Right? Verse 3 to 5. Habakkuk, yeah. Because that's a typical Edomite, man. What's going on? What's going on? What can I do for you? This, that, and the other. We don't, look, you're supposed to be men out here, man. Alright? But this is what this man has done. He's made everything effeminate. He's put the woman on a pedestal. But the hypocrisy about it is the elites. They don't treat their women and put them on a pedestal. They don't. The Rothschilds, it's mainly about the sons. They don't care. One of the Rothschilds' women is with a rapper. They don't care about her. You know? I don't know what his name is.
It's what it is, and the reason why they did that because the Rothschilds and them, they gotta maintain their society.
Yeah.
So we have a family that's ruled in by men.
Yeah.
In their mind, they're thinking, oh shit, another family's gonna take over.
Yeah.
So we have to set the mark, set the standard that look, women are equal to men, and as well as men can rule the household, women can too. And that's why they set the women liberation movement up.
Yeah.
Just so they can pretty much seal the deal and have women in an authority of the household, while the men is a subject in the household.
Yeah.
That's just to keep the families in that servitude state of mind. Because a woman naturally she's a slave in the mind or a follower. Because look what the term woman means. The word woman means what is it? A man's servant. So the Lord created her to be a servant. So her mind, that's why she has that servitude-based mindset. So any family that's ruled by a woman, if you analyze that family structure, you find out that's not a powerful family. Okay, all you got, and you know what proves that? All you got to do is look at Jake. That's why Jake ain't got no power. That's why Jake ain't got no level of self-esteem, because they ruled by women.
That's right.
Okay, because if you look at the stronger nations on the planet, what are their families ruled by men? Okay, so the Rothschilds, they did a damn good job in sealing the deal and saying, look, we gonna have these women exalted, and they're gonna be able to run the family too.
Yeah, man. If you can bug out a woman, alright, especially our women, that is a major part of our nation being destroyed, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they can't rule over men. Like when I got in trouble as a teenager, and my dad found out, I begged my mum not to tell my dad because he would take his belt off, man. I was crying. Please, no, please, I beg you. But I'm scared of him. I wasn't scared of my mum, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My mum's got no authority over me, man.
The same with me as well. The same with me.
There you go, man. You know?
Because when I would get in trouble in school, I remember I was in a classroom, right? And when you're a child and you're surrounded with a bunch of bugged out Negroes, you become a bugged out Negro yourself. So we would all gallivanting around in the classroom, throwing newspapers and fighting and wrestling. That's what we used to do in the portable when we was in the portable. Yeah. And what happened was I wound up breaking one of the windows. So I went down to the office, right, to go get referral. Yeah. So I asked the woman, so who you gonna call? Are you gonna call my mom, or you gonna call pops? So she said, well, I'm gonna call your mother. And I was like, okay, cool. But my pops, he would have already known anyway. But I didn't want him to get the notice of that, which I did. Because if I did, man, I would be in shit.
Yeah, man. Hey, you would have them Kente stripes on your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you probably wouldn't not be that because I was a bit older.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, you had that in your conscience.
Yeah.
You still fear your father.
Yeah, man. And that's how we should. Well, when you come into this truth, you fear him. Oh, I'm telling you, man. I'm petrified of him.
Go on.
I'm petrified of Yahweh Shem. I've seen the judgments he can do, man. One guy on TV, and his face is like, the whole face is like Quasimodo, man. And he might have been Oliver Cromwell soldiers that were killing our people. See? Judgment of the Lord. That's how you should be scared of him. Finish on.
Habakkuk 2 and 4.
Yep.
Behold, his soul,
which
is lifted up, is not upright in him.
And one of the parts why his soul's not upright in him, because you look at that Middle East and what the Syrians are going through. This devil will just walk in, see it, and he doesn't. He's no bother. He doesn't care about little Arab babies on the beach getting drowned out and this that. Because he hasn't got a good soul, man. His soul is not upright in him. Alright? But he will use those like Haiti, the earthquake. A lot of these Edomites went over there to pop little boys, man. Take their organs and stuff like that. Alright? See?
But the just shall live by his faith.
There you go. Just shall live by faith, man. We don't need Hebrews 11 and 1. Oh, you want more? Yeah?
It's just this over there. Verse 5 says, yea, also he transgresseth by wine.
Yes,
he is a proud man.
Yep.
Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And
he wanted Syria because he hasn't got their bank system. He wants Iran because they haven't got their bank system. He wants North Korea because they haven't got their bank system. The Rothschilds, they got everyone's banking system except 4 countries, man. Yeah. That's another example of how greedy this man is, man. Wouldn't you want to retire now? You know, I've been wicked for about 400 years. Let me give it a rest now and put my feet up. No, but this devil is not like that, man.
He likes his job.
Yeah, he likes his job. There you go, he likes his job. Alright? So we have to be on the job, man. we have to be twice as hard exposing it, man. And think about it, all we've got is the word. And Yahushua, that's it, man. Heavenly Father. And that's all we're going to need. You know? I read that verse 5.
Habakkuk 2 and 5.
Yeah.
Yea, also because he transgressive by wine.
Yeah, but that's talking about his philosophies, man. Women, liberation, what's transgender, lesbianism, democracy. We come to bring democracy to Iraq. And when George Bush was at the press conference, the Iraqi guy took his slipper off and threw it at him.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, man. Because the Bible tells you they're going to be greatly despised, man. Because we're in the West, you don't see it. If you go out of this Western world, a lot of these other races, they hate this white man, man.
And you know what proves that, to back the brother up, right? Because you know, my mother, she been all over, damn near all over the place. She been to Kuwait, all of those Middle Eastern countries, right, and elsewhere. And do you know, in those countries, they're giving Esau hell, hustling them through the airport and everything. And they just let her get through. They treat her nice and welcoming her. But when these devils come around, they treat them like crap, like shit.
Good.
That's just the back of what the brother's saying.
Yeah, because you gotta understand, there's a build up towards this this World War III, man. Alright? We've seen ISIS go, but you ain't seen nothing yet, man. This is gonna be the worst war ever. So that's why we're warning you.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
And that faggot that came up, he was proud as well, man. A drunk faggot, man. Oh, you're not from Israel. But that shows you how proud this devil is. He's telling us where we're from now, man. Or he comes up and says, oh, you sold your own people and all this. Get John 8 and 44, man. He says, oh, you Africans sold your own people. This is rubbish, man.
But
And we're not Africans.
You see, that's as far as they can go with it.
Yeah, that's
They can't specifically actually name what tribe sold what tribe.
Yeah, that's it.
They gotta just
yeah.
pinpoint, you all the same, so you sold each other.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. So, you know, shut the hell up, shut up.
Yeah.
That's what they basically saying. But that doesn't mean that, okay, you just going to kangaroo jump over the judgment. That's not going to happen. What's going to happen to you, my man, Esau, right, is you're going to have to pay for what you did.
That's it.
Okay, and all of those Hamitic tribes that was also a part of the slave trade program, guess what? They're going to have to pay for what they did. All right? And guess what? Like I said, it doesn't matter whatever you say or whatever you got to say at this present moment. It doesn't matter, not one iota. Because what's happening is you have a lot of camps that's coming out with this truth. They waking up. You have a lot of men waking up to this truth. And this guy Esau shit himself, man. These devils are shit themselves because they know the more of the elect that can be awakened to this truth, the more, or should I say, close to the end it's going to be. That's it.
That's it, man. And there's a video on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet, but it has a Freemason sign against the Brotherhood are getting scared. That's what the video's called. Yeah. I ain't watched it, but it could be because
of the truth.
Yeah, there's truth, but things are not going the way they wanted it to go, man.
Yeah.
Right? This man said that Bashar al-Assad is bombing his own people. Right. Well, if he is, how come 2 years later they voted him back in? Right. 73% majority. This man, I read that scripture, man.
Well, this is St. John 8 and 44.
Yep.
Ye are of your father, the devil.
Yeah, and the word devil just
tell you what, brother, so they can see the sign.
That's it. Oh, sorry.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
And back then, Yahushua knew that them wicked scribes and Pharisees were of their father the devil, man, so-called white man. Alright? That's why we always talk about coons. Coons are in good spirit with the so-called white man. Alright? Every man needs to have his pet. Alright? And that's what you niggas are to the white man, man. See?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
We don't even need to go there, man. This man can murder you like what's that guy, that Jake, Rashad Charles, and he can go home and sit down and have dinner with his family, no problem, man. See?
And abode not in the truth.
And he not in this truth. He's a liar because think about this logically. We got the brothers in central London. You know, they have a brother there that looks white, he's Kurdish or whatever. You think that if he was an Edomite, he would be wasting his time 6 hours on a Saturday or
Turkish,
whatever.
brother, Turkish.
Yeah, Turkish, saying
So-called Turkish.
saying that oh, white man's the devil, he's gonna go into slavery and all that. Nah, mate. The Bible says the wicked shall not